All right, this is the last unit of this module. Appreciate you guys tuning in and sticking with us through this. So we're just wrapping it up here. We want to share our big takeaways from the book, and I guess to start, like, we really encourage everybody to not just stop with this module. We want you to go read the book, and probably it's going to take reading it a couple times, right?
Yeah, I mean, I listened to it on my commute, and I really liked it, so I listened to it 3 or 4 times. And it took the second, third time to realize that this wasn't just about other people. Like, it started seeping into, like, there are things that I needed to change, and that's why I think I ended up liking it as much as I did, was because it wasn't just about other people. It was things that I need to do better to be a better team player, and to, like, just make my team, my one team, like, the best it can be. So
Yeah.
that was my biggest takeaway, is looking back at myself rather than other people in the team and how they can be better.
For sure.
Yeah, I think every one of us like read it or listened to it multiple times, right? And like anyone that's interested, it's a short book. There's a lot of information in there, and it's a real quick one to listen to, especially on Audible. Listen to it multiple times. It's not that big of a time investment, and I think every time you read it, you get a little bit more out of it. So.
Yeah, you get to see it from kind of a different perspective, or look at different facets of it. And again, like, I can't make this point enough, but like every time we read it, the focus of it became more towards ourselves, like as individuals, right? Like, not like, I think it's easy to start by like pointing out like how different characters in this book look like other people on our team, but like second, third, fourth time through, like you start to focus on. Well, I start to see a lot more of myself in some of these people.
Right. And if you lead a team, like the whole end of the book gives you a lot of information on how to facilitate a lot of this stuff that's in the book, tools you can use.
Yeah, for sure.
To build that into your team.
Yeah, I mean, it does a great job at the end of the book of giving you those tools, like helping you like apply some of these things to the situations that you're in within your team. But even like to start with, it like gives you the opportunity to kind of baseline like how functional you are as a team.
Yeah.
You know, there's an assessment in there towards the beginning of the end of the book, the beginning of the end. Yeah.
Is that
the movie never starts with or ends with the dark forest? Like it's usually in the middle.
Right in the middle.
Yeah. So I think that's a great place to start for leaders who lead other leaders, is to kind of like look at that assessment, grade your team's performance yourself, and then maybe expand that to the rest of the people on the team. But I think it's a great place to start. One of the big takeaways that I had was there was a point when Catherine was talking to the chairman of the board, and she framed up or like prefaced the conversation that she was about to have by just kind of like calling out some of the expected like emotional responses that she was going to get from the chairman of the board. And I don't remember her exact words, but what it really stood out to me, because this is a tactic that that Jeff Kinney and I use with each other, is like when we know or expect that we're going to get some like pretty major emotional response out of each other with something we're about to say, we just call it out instead of spending so much time like dwelling on how do we dress these words up in a way that's not going to result in those responses. It's just calling them out, like, hey, I'm not trying to piss you off by saying this, or I'm not calling you out by saying this. Like, I want to, like, we need to talk about this thing that's like in between us that we can look at objectively. And so by like kind of like starting off or prefacing like conversations that way, like you can kind of diffuse or disarm like whoever you're about to make that comment to get more logic out of that situation than emotion. So I think it's just like, it was cool to see her use that tactic, because it stood out to me. It's like something that I've implemented. So
absolutely, I highly recommend the book.
Yeah.
I liked it a lot.
Yeah, 2 thumbs up. I mean, it's like we've said it enough. Like the book is short, it's quick. Lencioni's books are typically told through fables, and so it's just a great way to like kind of digest this information. And then he always does a great job of kind of like breaking it down like practically at the end of the book, and giving assessment tools and giving application ideas at the end. And so double thumbs up.
Yep.
So hey, we appreciate you guys tuning in again. Thank you so much, and we're going to continue to produce leadership content, or evaluate leadership content, books, movies, TV shows, And so, and hopefully looking at it through, our goal is to kind of look at it through the lens of these leadership values that we've developed as aide de camp. And so really kind of driving those things home. But yeah, appreciate you tuning in. And as always, you know that this is an
An aide de camp production.
yeah. All right.